Hello. I have not made a YouTube video in a number of years, but I love Resident Evil 4 Remake so much that I thought I would make a video on how exactly I ran through Professional to get an S+ ranking. So I decided to do this without any bonus weapons, without any accessories, just kind of the way it was intended. You'll see what I started with here was the first save. I wanted to demonstrate something before I get started at all. To make it very clear, because this is something I figured out in Chapter 8. So I wanted to cover this information immediately. Now you may not have noticed, but at the save point, I had 1 minute and 51 seconds played in the game. Okay, so I'm intentionally dying now, so that I can show you the behavior of the game when it comes to loading and continuing in Professional, or in any mode for that matter, because it's the same. So if you are killed and you are playing Professional, you hit the continue button. What it will do is continue from the last time you saved the game. So I'm going to continue. Here I am at the first save point. And you can see 2 minutes and 56 seconds played. Now that's weird, because when I saved it, it was 1 minute 51. Let's load the game and see if we get 1 minute 51. Okay, we're loading the game from inside of the save. Again, 2:58. The time is still continuing. Let's quit the game. Go back to the main menu, load the exact same save. Now this is an extremely strange behavior that I don't quite understand why, but I just wanted to demonstrate it. Now, same save, 1 minute 51. Okay, so I just wanted to clear that up before I got started at all, just to demonstrate that your time is constantly elapsing as long as you are within the save. You have to go back to the main menu to load your saves in this mode, otherwise you're accumulating time as you're playing, which is ridiculous. I figured this out in Chapter 7 when all of a sudden I jumped up from having like an hour and a half played or whatever to like, I don't remember. I'd like, where did this last 45 minutes played go? So I also had loaded up here, brand new run. I demonstrated that I'm not using any extras, so Ashley's no armor, no headgear, no bonus weapons. I'm not even going to sell the DLC weapons that are in my storage. Not even going to sell
Anyone
those
home?
to get those pesetas. I'm going to demonstrate that this can be completely done as I've already done it. So this is a new run that I'm doing now to display it. I've come up with some of these routes.
This is not good.
And I've seen other people do some of this, you know, like the Q tricks and stuff. And so just as I run through, I'm going to, this is commentary. I am not talking while playing. I've already recorded this gameplay footage, and now I'm going back and watching the gameplay footage and then commenting on it. Because at the time of recording, I didn't know if this would be a successful run, and I didn't want to
No fucking way.
essentially talk about what I'm doing 100 times. So just let this guy chase you to that point. Pretty easy dodge. Run past. Now this guy, you can knife him from behind, but he gives you no drops. So it's not worth the durability. So you hit this green herb, run up the stairs quick. He throws an axe. If you're slow, or if your positioning is bad, that axe can hit you. Now you notice whenever I hit a cutscene, I hit escape and tab, just to quickly get through it. I don't hold tab, generally. I just hit escape and tab because that's faster. I don't know if that actually increments your game time or not, but you'll just see that that's what I do. This first crow is almost always going to drop pesetas. This first barrel is always going to have handgun bullets. It's good to get these loot out of the way it breaks the flow of the game when it pauses. This has gunpowder. So it breaks the flow of the game when you get a new item you've never looted before, because it comes up on the screen and you have to right click. You can kill both of these birds if you're quick. There's another bird that flies off that I ignore. I'm not going for like most of the secrets and stuff. If you're seeing that I'm skipping obvious treasures, I likely am. Now if this guy's on the left, go right. If he's behind the second tree, go left. There's a bear trap on the ground here to the right. I look at it, there it is. Now in here there are a couple of options. So you can either get a parry there, or he'll just miss. You want to grab this, you really want the flash grenade more than anything. But if you can get through this part without getting hit, that's kind of the way to do it. You can also get in there with the parry. You can also sometimes just miss. If he hits you, I would just restart the game. Now, I will say for the village. The village is a pain in the ass. It is maybe the most annoying part to run through for me. I generally do the same route every time. I did not have an optimal chapter 1, but I don't care because I didn't want to do the village again so much that I just accepted this run, and you'll see why later in the chapter. Now this can be gunpowder, so I usually loot it. Alright, so you need 15 kills or 4 minutes to elapse. I usually go for the kills, because it's so annoying that I just take out my aggression because I get frustrated in this section. I don't push that against the wall, against the window, because I need to get upstairs faster than a Ganado can climb that ladder on the far end of the house. So my first priority is to knock this ladder over. And now I've looted everything inside of this house. Now this window in particular, is one of the safest places to stand because Ganados can only come from through this window or to your right. That's it. And projectiles will not hit you if you're close to the window either. Now I kill the chainsaw guy. It's likely not optimal to do this. It's probably a bad idea and a huge waste of ammo. But I don't care because this section is so incredibly annoying that I would rather just dump shells into this guy than to have to run away from him. So, run into this house, 2 Ganados here, skip them. They have wake up animations. There's always a grenade in this barrel. So definitely get that grenade. There's going to be one. I was thinking, we don't have to make ammo. There's going to be one right here. This guy's annoying, but he can be baited. You want to see if you can set a couple on fire here. I didn't have a good, I didn't have people chasing me, so I ignored that. So again, I'm going back onto this roof. I love this roof. This is the best place to be. You come up here, you kick over this ladder, and then you can funnel them essentially all into the second floor here, and with a clutch grenade to get a bunch of kills, which is cool. But again, camping this window, it is probably one of the safest places to be in the entire village section. I spend as much time up here as I can. And then again, this is not for me, like, I couldn't find a good video of, like, how this should be done. Every video I've found, which is the reason I'm actually making this series, every video I've found is, here's how I did it with the chicken hat, or here's how I did it with the, Chicago sweeper, whatever. There's always some kind of bonus weapon or DLC or something, and that hurt to me non-stop. So now I've run out of ammo, so I'm gonna go look for ammo in various places. And again, you'll see I prioritize doctors and chainsaw guys. I'm just dumping ammo into these guys, which is likely a huge waste, but I don't care because it's annoying to me. When you throw a flash grenade, focus on getting melee kills. If you can get kills, you get the timer down. Now for me, I meant to get a kill. I totally jacked this up. I completely messed this up. Instead I was like wildly knifing instead of getting kills. Whoops. You should be able to get 2 kills for 1 flash grenade. So now I'm like pathing correctly to get the lantern, and also I don't know why it does that, but it sometimes just falls on you. Run past it. And so again, you'll see I'm prioritizing doctor cell. I don't know how to call it, chainsaw jump. So I finally kill him, which in my mind is a successful village section. You can climb the bell tower, I think, and hide in there.
You gotta be kidding me.
But again, going back to my roof. And whether I get the kills or run out of time, I don't really care. I hate this section so much. Yeah, I always take a free knife kill when you get it. So again, my loop's mostly involved coming back up onto this roof, knocking out this ladder, running around the building. And there you go. That's, I don't honestly know if that was 4 minutes. So I do a quick loot sweep, just to like, so I want to get the emerald because I know where I left the emerald, and then just to see where I might have missed some pickups. So it generally, and honestly, I'll be honest, in my run through, when I actually cleared this in like 5 hours or whatever on professional, I saved right after this. I hate this section so much that I just saved because I did not want to have to do it again. This is maybe the worst part for me. This is like the worst part of the game to run because your weapons are at their worst quality. You don't have, like, you can't craft grenades or flash grenades. You haven't had the chance to upgrade anything yet, so I just absolutely despise it. But once you kill the village, I think the next part of Chapter 1 is pretty straightforward.
There it is.
I'm going to show you my route here. So this is not the route I've seen other speedrunner people do. I've seen a different route where you shoot the lock off the door through the window. I don't do that for a specific reason that I'll call attention to. I have a what I call safer route. Now, when you fire a gun, you activate the other Ganado here. So you can go stealth kill her first. I, being an idiot, let her hit me. And that is just sloppy. There's no reason to do it. That's absolutely sloppy. But again, I did not want to do the village again more than I cared about getting hit here. So I do get the medallions here. And I get the treasure here. Just make sure you shoot the treasure down while it's not over the junky water. And leave the animals alone. The route that I'm going to show you is a route that I developed myself. And I don't know if my routes are optimal. A lot of them, most of them probably aren't. I've developed some routes in different areas, just playing the game and loving it so much. So, I do not blow this up. I duck under it very deliberately because it's part of making the next segment run smoothly, and you'll see that here in a second. I actually spent a lot of time in these early sections, and so here's the fifth medallion. Now, Sal, now for this one. This always runs the same way, okay? You knock this lock off, and then I knock this lock off. And I get every item down on the first floor. All this noise I'm making causes the Ganado from the top floor to jump down. So she will always jump down like that, he'll always bust through the door like that, and he'll always make it up the ladder. Perfect. Now we've got the pathing set correctly. So I can go up here and do this. Knock these two crates down. In the time that it takes the pig guy to climb up that ladder and get over here, you can already be out of the way. So, once you do this part, you jump down the ladder, and remember the dynamite, or whatever, I don't know what you call it, the explosive we did not detonate earlier, we're going to crawl under it again. The reason that I'm doing this is because the pig guy is going to follow you. He's following your pathing right now, wait for it, wait for it. Boom. Alright, so he's knocked down and stunned, so he cannot chase you across this bridge and then threaten you before you get to the next section, which gives you time to get these barrels looted before you push this out of the way. I've tested it various different ways, but that's the most reliable way to do it without taking any damage and without being threatened by any enemies in that section. Now, I did this horrendously. I know this route way better than I actually exercised it, and I just botched it entirely. So this can absolutely be improved massively. As a matter of fact, I've done this flawlessly myself on a number of occasions because I don't typically save at the end of Chapter 1. All you want to do is stun her because they are going to be throwing shit at you from behind. Once you stun her, you can get past. In this section, the biggest thing to look out for is the bear traps, and I botched this entirely. But again, Chapter 1 is so incredibly annoying. It's the most annoying section for me to do. So if I get through it in any kind of reasonable capacity, I'll just save and move on. So, missing a shot there. Flawless. So you jump this to dodge the bear trap on your right, and then I'm watching the ground to demonstrate there is a bear trap here. Boom. She did not trigger. I don't know why. There's another bear trap right in front of me that I fucking run into. because I'm an idiot. Now she triggers. So this was sloppy. So because I've triggered that, I now have to shotgun. You can always get in a good parry. And then of course I walk right into another bear trap. Because I'm out of position, you can see the mouse shaking is just pure frustration. The enemies are not in the correct positions because I have took that bear trap. So now they reposition. So I took more damage than I should there, whatever. Done with chapter 1, don't worry. Now, I don't necessarily advise saving at the end of the chapter. I would save after the next segment, but I think for the purposes of this series, I'm just going to save at the end of every chapter for consistency's sake. But you can pick your spots that you want to save the game. There are better and worse places to save, essentially. Like, I usually save after I've talked to the merchant, sold everything, repaired everything. So usually I would rescue Luis in this chapter, and then I would keep playing until I get to the merchant. But that's the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2.